Hello friends, it's Michelle, your independent Scentsy consultant, and today I have for you my final thoughts on the 10 brand new fall winter scents that will launch in our fall winter catalog on Monday, August 1st. That's right, we are just a couple days away from fall winter in Scentsy land. So you may have watched my first sniffs video that I did a few weeks back, and I ended up at the end ranked them on cold sniff, what I thought would be my favorite to least favorite. And as you probably know, those can drastically change when you warm them. So I'm going to give you my thoughts. We will start with my number 10 least favorite scent after warming. And just remember, this is my nose, my scent preferences, my house. That can be completely different from you and your house. So let's get started with what ended up in my number 10 spot. And it was, I believe, in my top 3 on cold sniff, white amber and silk. This is described as warm amber and bergamot wrapped in comforting cotton for a smooth finish. And our Scentsy family reunion that is held once a year, they actually got some additional expanded scent notes, so I'll give you those as well for these. For white amber and silk, the expanded scent note is bergamot, lemon, cotton, orange blossom, and amber. So this ended up in my last spot, least favorite out of all of them. Let's see. Let's first talk about the scent notes and what I don't get. So bergamot, lemon. Maybe I get a little bergamot. I can see that in here. Lemon, not really. Cotton, yes, I kind of get a fresh type of scent. Orange blossom, sure, I can see that there's some orange blossom in here. Amber, I think there's a ton of it. And I think that's maybe why it fell to the very bottom of my list. I will say this was a super strong performer. I warmed it in a 25 watt ceramic warmer in an average size room, 2 cubes, and it filled the room very strong, and also went down the hallway. And you know, I live in Southeast Texas, so it is super hot here, and scents are usually at this point in the summer, and especially this heat that we're having this year, I'm having a hard time scenting some of these areas with scents. I have an air conditioner, central air in my home. The vents are all in the ceiling. I know some have that in the floor. So that would probably make a difference on how things perform as well, just where the vents are, but not only ceiling or floor, but where it is in the room. Anyway, plus we have ceiling fans, I have air purifiers, that kind of thing. This thing was strong, and well, I'll go ahead and tell you. To me, my first thought when I came in here after it had time to fill the room was blonde wood and moonflower. It smells so much like blonde wood and moonflower to me. It is that like super mature old lady type of scent when it's warm to me. On cold, you know, I got an interesting clean scent, and my daughter, when she smelled it cold sniff, said it reminded her of the soap that that my timeshare vacation resorts usually have. You know, it's in a little bar wrapped up, and the bottom has like the massaging nodules in the mold. Trying to look up what brand that is. I could not find it. I will be sure to let you know next time when we go on vacation what brand that is. But she's right. On cold, that's exactly what this smelled like. And warm, it didn't get better. It got worse for me. Usually, scents get better for me warm. So this is one of the rare scents it got worse. So I know that's not probably very helpful for you, but you know, if you love those amber type scents or even like those mature scents, this is for you. I am also going to warm this. I haven't yet, but I'm going to warm this in a my large living room high ceiling area and see if maybe I like it better there. I know there are certain scents such as that I like better in the bigger area, like oh, what's the new Polar Bear Hugs. I don't really like that in a smaller area, but in a larger area, I do like that scent. There's a couple more that are like that. I can't think of them right now, but anyway. So I'm going to try this in a large area. Maybe I will love it there, but it is definitely not going to be warmed in bedrooms, average size rooms for me. So my number 9 spot, Blackberry Spice. This is ripe blackberry bundled up with cedar wood and fresh clove. The expanded scent notes say tangerine, no. The expanded scent notes say blackberry, blueberry, plum, cinnamon, clove, cedarwood, sandalwood, and musk. And sure, I can see all that. To me, blackberry has a little tartness, and add in like a woodsy. So you've got, it's definitely blackberry. Prominent blackberry is the dominant note here. Blueberry and plum, maybe to add a little sweetness, maybe to add a little depth with the plum, a little dark plum scent, but really it just enhances that blackberry note for me. I don't get those really separately. Cinnamon and clove. Luckily, I don't get a lot of cinnamon. I'm very sensitive to cinnamon. So that is the scent note I get the least of, thank goodness. And clove, that is probably about equal amount as the wood notes. So cedarwood and sandalwood is what it says. I generally like cedarwood, but don't like sandalwood. And warm, the sandalwood I think came out just a little more than the cedar wood, so I think that's why it fell into number 9 spot for me. So I would say it's blackberry first, then sandalwood to my nose, then clove, and then cinnamon. So of course we can all be different. We are all different, right? So okay, the number 8 spot is Huckleberry Hideaway. And this is fresh picked huckleberry, mountain violet, and crisp white woods create the perfect retreat. And expanded notes say huckleberry, coconut, sycamore, eucalyptus, violet, pine cone, white woods, and vanilla. And so yes, definitely huckleberry scent. Huckleberry to me is kind of like grape mixed with blueberry. That's kind of what I would describe a huckleberry scent to be. Not super grapey, about equal grape and huckleberry. Grape and blueberry. So that's what I get the most of. Next I get, that's mountain violet. You may, if you watched my first sniffs, I said, what's the difference between a mountain violet and a valley violet? I said, maybe it's a little fresh air, and sure enough, it's got that eucalyptus in there, and I do think it's slightly noticeable. Very background, but noticeable. So, coconut, no. The woodsy note could be sycamore, pine cone, white woods. Couldn't really tell you which note I get here, or if I do get all 3. It is kind of in the background. Vanilla, I don't get any. So first huckleberry, very dominant. I'd say like a 50% of huckleberry. And then the woodsy note. Then the violet, so a little bit of floral, and then the eucalyptus. That's what I get. It's a nice scent. I may buy one more bar. As far as the strength of it, I did end up doing 4 cubes total. 2 cubes I did, sorry, got a text. 2 cubes I did first in a ceramic warmer, and then it was kind of light, so in an average size room. So then I did 2 cubes in a 25 watt ceramic warmer in a smaller area, smaller bedroom, and it did a little better there. I really considered adding 2 more cubes, but I thought that might be a little too much at that point. So I would say a light performer, maybe medium, since I am having the, you know, AC running and all that I described earlier. But it's nice. It's not something I see myself reaching for often, but it's nice. So in my number 7 spot is falling apples. Take a stroll through an orchard lined with crisp apple, acorn, and oak. The expanded scent notes say apple, pear, lavender, warm spice, pine, acorn, cedarwood, sandalwood, and oak. Okay, so this was, I think, one of my top 5 on Cold Sniff. This has been compared to apple s'mores and also Hemingway by some. I think this is closer to an apple s'mores type scent. I love my apple scents. This one is quite a bit of woods in it. I would say at least 50% is woods to my nose. And the apple, it says in the description, I think, crisp apple. To me, this isn't crisp apple. It is not a bright, fresh apple. Not a light apple. This is more of a heavier, darker, very ripe apple scent. I hope that makes sense. And then the wood note is too heavy for me. It is a large portion of the scent. I don't get lavender. Pear, not really. Spice, maybe like 5% spice. Pine, no. So acorn, cedarwood, sandalwood, and oak. So that is ultimately 4 wood notes. And that is about 50%. We'll say 45% is all of those wood notes together. So it's too much for me. That's why it fell into the spot it's in. It is an apple scent though. I will probably buy another one. I will also try it in a larger zone once I can buy another bar. Performance wise, I would say it's a good medium to strong performer. I did it in an average size bedroom, 25 watt ceramic warmer. I started with 2 cubes, but I normally do 4 cubes in an average size room. So to give you a little, I guess, comparison to how much you use in your house or your rooms, I normally do have 2 warmers in a room with 2 cubes each in each warmer. So with all of these, I started with 2 cubes just in case, just trying to give it a little benefit of the doubt. How about that? Now, I do want to kind of compare this, and I am super pumped and super happy. Apple Press is my absolute favorite apple scent. I want to compare the falling apples just a little bit to Apple Press. Long story short, it's nothing like it. So Apple Press, and so happy this is coming back and bring back my bar in January 2023. I currently have 1 bar coming to me every 2 months, bi-monthly club. I will be upping that at least to 4 bars probably every 2 weeks. I mean, every 2 months. Okay, so to compare these two, the apple note in this is dark, heavy, super ripe. This is a very crisp, bright, and light apple. There is some pear in this to help brighten it up a little bit. Like I said here, I don't get that pear note that brightens it up. Here, this in the scent notes say there's a hint of the last, something about the last summer rose or something like that. So yes, there's rose in this. Definitely very, very little. But when you know it's there, you can smell it, kind of thing. But you would not know it's there before. So this apple press scent actually came out in a fall winter catalog first. But honestly, I love this all year long. It is a great, more complex apple scent than Johnny Appleseed. Yes, same apple note probably than Johnny Appleseed that Johnny Appleseed has. But there's so much more to this. Johnny Appleseed, to me, is pretty basic. And others have kind of said that, too. It's a kind of a basic, normal, average, flat apple scent. Whereas Apple Press, more complex, more interesting. You know, there's more there. And then Falling Apples is your even more complex, I guess. With that woods note that does darken it a bit and definitely gives it that fall type vibe. Unmistakable fall vibe. Okay, now we're at number 6, I think. Number 6, Sips of Cider. This is lively blood orange steeped with sparkling ginger and cinnamon stick. The expanded notes are lemon, grapefruit, lime, blood orange, apple juice, cranberry, ginger, cardamom, and cinnamon stick. So, I know when we hear the word cider, we think of apple. So, the name there alone should have been something else, I think. It is definitely a blood orange, not just a regular orange. You know, it's distinctly a blood orange. I think that the cranberry may also lend a little bit to that blood orange scent. It is, so blood orange definitely is first and foremost dominant scent. And it says, you know, lemon, grapefruit, lime. I don't really get any of that, I don't think. Apple juice explains a lot. When I was warming this, started with 2 cubes, increased to 4 cubes in a room, 2 separate warmers. I could not figure out what the note was that I did not like. But, you know, I like orange scents, and I don't mind ginger or cinnamon if it's done light, which I will say this is the cinnamon, the cardamom, those spicy notes are done well. They're not super strong, but they are there. They are noticeable. So is that ginger note. I think after seeing the expanded scent notes, it's the apple juice in this that I don't like. The apple juice note is also in, is it the Muppets scent? I want to say it's the Muppets scent, and I don't like it. And I think it's that same apple juice that's in this Sips of Cider. So I will warm it again. I will try it in a large area, same as all the others. But it's probably not going to be one of my favorites. That apple juice is just strange to me. It really gives it an odd note that kind of like you're searching. You can't figure it out in a bad way. You know, sometimes it's in a good way. I also pulled out my bar. This is from the Bring Back My Bar. It wasn't in June's Bring Back My Bar, so maybe January's Bring Back My Bar. Spiced Orange Harvest to kind of compare these. Completely different scents. Blood orange here. This is more of like a starburst, juicy orange. Very juicy. Very concentrated almost, I would say. This has the ginger, which is, I don't believe in this one, but the spices and stuff that are in here are very subdued. Kind of like this, but they're a little stronger in this one. So, my favorite out of the two is still Spiced Orange Harvest. So, number 5. Uh-oh. I have these in the wrong order. Number 5, Perfect Day. This is autumn pear mixed with spiced syrup and spirited splash of bourbon. Sorry. Expanded scent notes: lime, pear, pineapple, margarita, mandarin, pear brandy, syrup, caramel, vanilla, clove, bourbon. Like, wow, there's so much going on here. And on warming it, yeah, it's kind of another one. You're like, there is so much going on here, I cannot figure out if I like it. I mean, it's like, okay, you've got a complex scent, but is it too complex? I mean, it's just kind of all over the place, I feel like. Maybe, and it is a good, strong performer, at least a medium to strong performer. So that's good. I do like this scent. I'm gonna need some more bars to really figure out how much I like it, though. Lime, I can see that being in here. Pear, definitely, that's in here. Pineapple, maybe, yeah, a tiny bit. Margarita, okay, so you've already got lime. Margarita, I'm thinking kind of a saltiness, actually. Let me know if I'm wrong there. Yeah, I can kind of get a little bit of saltiness in this too. Mandarin, yeah, I can kind of get that. Pear brandy, I don't know what that is. Syrup, sure, there is definitely added sweetness here. Caramel, I think I said in my first sniffs that I kind of get, when they said splash of bourbon, I kind of get that undertone of like a caramel, a woodsy caramel scent. And I think that's kind of that bourbon scent. These expanded notes give us specifically caramel. I see that in here. Vanilla, sure, to kind of blend it together. Not that I get specific vanilla. Clove, a teeny tiny bit. Bourbon, okay. I mean, you've got pear brandy and bourbon. Yeah, I think that gives it kind of a little bit of a warmness to go with all those bright, light scents. But yeah, it's got so much going on in here. I did enjoy this. I just am not totally sure how much I like it at this juncture. But it's a great scent, very complex. Yes, the first thing that comes to mind, probably also because of the name of it, is pear. But then you've got all of these things going on in the background. It's very interesting. I like it. I need to warm it some more. And it's a good medium performer, I'd say. So number 4 spot, black currant and plum. And scent notes for this: dark plum, wild black currant, emboldened sweet apple for a temptation you won't want to resist. And the expanded scent notes are tangerine, apple, blackberry, dark plum, currant, oak wood, suede. and ebony wood. Okay. Yes, I really, really like this scent. It has like a dark heaviness to it, but it also kind of has a little brightness and lightness to it. I would compare this to a like plum type of a plum version of black raspberry and vanilla. It definitely gives off that body care type vibe, and it's pretty. You know, good way to describe it, I guess. Definitely plum and currant is what you get. You get a little brightness from the apple. The oak wood, suede, and ebony wood. Yes. It's not super woodsy. It's not a heavy suede note. Don't let those notes scare you. Those, I think, give it the body care type notes that we're getting from it. Great scent. It was a light to medium performer for me. Used 4 cubes. 2 cubes in 2 different warmers in the same room. Ceramic 25 watt, and no, I'm sorry, that room is an average size room. It has a glass 25 watt warmer, the Moon over Jupiter, and then the 18 watt element, the what's it called, Polar Panorama or something like that. Great element warmer. Highly suggest that one. It will be in our fall winter catalog. Anyway, yeah, so 2 good performing warmers, 2 cubes in each, and it was still too light for me. I wanted more. But again, I really think, I wish Scentsy would pour the new scents a couple months before they launch them, or even give them to let us have access to them. Because when they are brand new, they are lighter than what they end up, for sure. So, I'm hoping that gets stronger. That is a good scent. Really like it. We'll be repurchasing multiples of that one. So, number 3 spot, Cranapple Crumble. This says baked cranapple topped with brown sugar and a dollop of whipped cream. The expanded scent notes are apple, cranberry, brown sugar, cinnamon, whipped cream, and vanilla. I mean, that doesn't really tell us much more than what the original description is. So, this scent is extremely similar to caramel apple craze. Very similar. The only difference that I get is a little more tartness from the cranberry, most likely, and a little more creaminess from the whipped cream and vanilla. I don't remember if caramel apple craze has a creamy scent, but it does have the caramel, which is, I'm pretty picky with caramel scents. To me, there's sometimes ooey gooey, too sticky, like what's the word? Anyway, there's too much for me. But in this one, they use brown sugar and cinnamon, so they kind of give off the same vibe, though, you know. So yeah, if you like caramel apple craze, definitely give this a try. You may like this more. I think I like them pretty equal. And I like caramel apple craze. It's one of the few bakery type of scents that I like, because it's not so cloying. You know, that caramel in it's not so cloying like some caramels. Say caramel apple craze. It's a good gooey apple scent, little tartness. It's got that added tartness and a little bit more amped up vanilla. And a good performer, good medium performer. Okay. Next, my number 2 spot, Velvet Moon. So I think this was in my top 5, maybe my top 3. This is described as soft vanilla flower and white musk glow behind a silky layer of foggy mist. Expanded notes: bergamot, melon, leafy greens, praline or praline, however you say it, cedar, vanilla, and musk. Okay. So cold sniff, I was just a little worried that this would be too powdery, that vanilla flower is too much. But oddly enough, warming, it didn't drastically change, but it definitely changed the type of scent I would have put it in. I would have said, definite floral, all floral here. Warming it, it's got some freshness to it. I guess it's from that bergamot, the melon, the greens. I think those kind of are lending to a freshness to this. So it's almost like I would say this is more of a floral fresh, not a fresh floral, if that makes sense. Yes, it's got the floral in there, but I think first and foremost, I would consider this fresh. A floral fresh, right? Anyway. So I don't specifically get melon, leafy greens. This is so well blended. It's one of those scents that, like, you don't know what's in it. You can't really pick out a certain scent. It all blends so well. Sure, I can see where all of those notes are in there. All of them. A bergamot, melon, a leafy green. Sure, there's a little bit of a green note, but that can also be a melon note. To my nose, those kind of are similar. Praline, yep, there's a sweetness in here. Cedar, yep, there's some woodsiness in here. And cedar's one of the woods that I generally like. Vanilla and musk, definitely like body care. I bet this would be amazing in the laundry line. Come to think of it, I want to say some people kind of compared this to Fluffy Fleece. Was it I think it was this one, Velvet Moon. And I would say, kind of, I can see the comparison. For me, Fluffy Fleece is super powdery, very powdery. I'm not one of the lovers of Fluffy Fleece. It's too powdery for me. But I think maybe this is a subdued version of Fluffy Fleece. I kind of get a lot of the similar vibe from it. It would not surprise me, actually, if we don't get to keep Fluffy Fleece and Velvet Moon. After they've given both scents maybe a couple of catalog rotations for us to really figure out which one's our majority favorite. But yeah, I can see us not being able to keep both of them for an extended amount of time. Anyway, I like it. Don't know if I would say I love it. I really like it. It is a medium to strong performer. I like that freshness that I get from it. It's very nice. I'm going to try that, actually, get more bars of it, and try that in an open area. Oh, I didn't say. So I warmed this in several areas. I warmed it in average size bedroom with 2 cubes in 2 good performing warmers, and then was working in the home office one day and thought, I wanna smell some of that Velvet Moon. So I put 2 cubes in a good 25 watt warmer in that smaller bedroom size. And it was too much. It was too much. It did become more powdery, kind of, to my nose. So I actually ended up taking out that disc. I turned it off, let it cool down to where it was still pliable, where I could like just pull it out in one piece. And I'm keeping that. I'm gonna warm that in a little bit of a bigger zone. But that just goes to show me that in different zones, in different sizes and rooms and all of spaces, different notes are going to come out more because it's more concentrated, or it's less concentrated if you're doing it in a big area. So you might like something in one zone more so than you like it in another. So anyway, yeah, lesson learned yet again on that one. Okay, number one spot, you probably have already figured it out. Frosted Vanilla. OMG. This is amazing. I love it. A wonderland of sweet vanilla bean and birch bark with a rush of frosty air. Now, the expanded version: Frosty Air, Peppermint, Douglas Fir, Spice, Vanilla Bean, Sugar? I'm not sure about these scent notes. Douglas Fir? Maybe that lends to, Douglas Fir is kind of a, sorry about that if you heard that. My front door just, someone's at the front door. Might be a delivery. Douglas Fir can kind of smell fresh and airy and frosty even a little bit. Peppermint. I hate peppermint. Do I get peppermint? No. No. But it may just be that the other scents blend so well that I don't get it. I never got peppermint in Snowberry. And it was listed in the scent notes. I'm trying to think of anything else. Peppermint. Anyway, I usually don't like peppermint. So, if you don't like peppermint, don't let that scare you. Give this a try. Okay. My best comparison to what I get from this is, if you're familiar with Bath & Body Works Marshmallow Fireside, that is what I get, with a little increase in that Fireside and a little added of like a Frosty Air. Not specific to peppermint, not specific to spearmint or eucalyptus, none of that. I think it's maybe the Douglas Fir that's most noticeable for that airy scent, that fresh airy scent we're getting. Yeah. So, a very sweet, marshmallowy type of campfire almost. That's cinnamon bark. No, not cinnamon. Birch bark, sorry. And apparently I love birch bark, okay? I'll show you something else in a little bit, but let's talk about birch bark. So yes, it's a woodsy note, but it is a touch of like a firewood type of note. It's also a touch of masculine, can be. One of my favorite Walmart scents is from Better Homes and Gardens. I don't know, I haven't seen this scent in a year or so, but I bought a full sleeve of it a couple years ago, and I'm working, one or two a year just to enjoy it. Is Birchwood Bonfire, and it is that absolute same birch note here. It's almost like a campfire without the like yucky smoke. That's how that birch bark, I think, comes off here. But then you add in the frostiness of the vanilla and the frosted air. Oh, it's so good. So good. I wish it was stronger, but again, these are probably very recent pours. You know, it's weird. Sometimes it's this direction and sometimes it's this direction on the stamp. I can almost make that out, but I can't. Anyway, I'm going to be buying a 6-pack of this on August 1st. Love it. Love it. The Frosty Air or this mint note, I do not get first. I first get the cinnamon bark, or why do I keep saying cinnamon? The birch bark, which is nothing like cinnamon. I first get birch bark, then I get the sweet vanilla, almost marshmallow type vanilla, and then I get the Frosty Air, which it could be peppermint, it could be eucalyptus, it could be the Douglas fir, but I can't really pinpoint what specific note gives it that Frosty Air, but it does have that, just a little in the background. Very nice. I hope it gets stronger. Either way, I'm buying more of it. Lots more of it for this season. So yeah, that's my final thoughts. Sorry this is so long. I tend to ramble sometimes. But yeah, if you've done a video on either your first sniffs or your warm reviews, let us know in the comments so we can be sure to watch and see your thoughts. And if you have not smelled these for yourself, don't just take my word for it. No way. You watch, as many as you can on people's first sniffs, their warm reviews, because everyone's different. Our houses are different. Our personal scent preferences are different, and our noses are different. Just like our taste buds are different. Everyone doesn't like the same food. Everyone doesn't like the same scents. And when you don't like a scent note, it usually comes out to you more. So keep that in mind. And thank you for watching if you're still here. And give me a thumbs up if you haven't. And be sure to subscribe if you have not already. When you subscribe, anytime I upload a new video, it will show in your subscription feed. You won't get an actual notification from YouTube like in your top tray on your phone unless you push that bell. So just subscribing actually, it will just show up in your feed and your notices on, no, I don't think it shows in your notices. No, it doesn't. Just in your subscription feed if you subscribe. So be sure to do that. Thank you for watching. I hope everyone is doing well. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.